Hi guys, and welcome to Deus Ex GO. This is actually left over from E3, but I wanted to wait until the game was out so I could capture it and give you a better idea of how the game plays. What you're about to hear is an interview with one of the devs who works on the Deus Ex game, along with other games from the Go series such as Lara Croft Go and Hitman Go. If you like the look of what you see or what you hear, then I will leave a link in the video description for you to go and pick it up. Here we go.
It's a turn-based game, like Lara Croft Go, but with new enemies. Like this, these guys are from Deus Ex. If they see you, they put their armor on and they chase you around the level.
Okay.
So that's something new we didn't really have before. We wanted to experiment with these kind of things. You can see where they're gonna go, where they saw you last. They're gonna explore the level until they reach that point, and you can't actually you can't actually kill them when they're armored like that. So you have to kind of pace yourself and make sure that they lose you.
Okay.
They go back to their point and they start again, and you can kill them at that point. So it's about creating this dynamic of like right place, right time, also like hunted kind of thing, where sometimes you're really vulnerable, some other times they are the ones who are vulnerable, and it's all about manipulating the odds in your favor. It's also not about killing all of them all the time like Deus Ex is. Sometimes you just want to lose them, like make them chase you for a while, but then like jump them and just
run away.
Yeah. So there's that kind of thing where we layer the mechanics in to create something interesting without it being like overwhelming. So in this case, obviously it's Deus Ex, it's Jensen, he has augmentations, which basically lets me walk in front of that guy without him ever seeing me. The next thing I'm going to show you is more about the hacking, because it's one of the huge thing in Deus Ex, and we really wanted to use that to the best effect in Deus Ex GO, is all about hacking. So in this scene there's new enemies, the turrets. If you walk in front of them at any distance, they're just going to kill you right away. One of the most iconic moments in Deus Ex is about that moment where you log in. Even in the first Deus Ex in 2000, you find a computer, you hack you hack it, and basically one of the first options you have in that game is like change who is targeted by the turret. So it's a really cool moment we wanted to take advantage of. And the hacking is all about linking a hacking terminal to an object of the scene.
Okay, yeah.
In this scene there's only turrets, so that's all you can do, but later on you can build on that. We do build on that. So that means that in this case I can walk in front of that turret, it's not going to shoot me because it takes time friendly. So you get something that's familiar, that looks a little bit like Lara Croft Go. It also looks a bit like Hitman Go, because the stages look a little bit more like Hitman Go. They're more like contained in the screen. Very rarely we get stages that are bigger than the screen that you need to scroll in. So it's more about, we wanted to recreate the feeling in Deus Ex where you get to a new place, you see a huge hangar with like guards everywhere and turrets, and like you kind of look around and you're like, all right, how am I going to do that?
Yeah.
Am I going to kill everyone? Am I going to walk? And it's not the actual same gameplay, but you get that feeling where you look at a level and you're like, all right, there's a hacking terminal, and you kind of piece all of it together. And after that, after you kind of explored how the level was built, you can manipulate it. A little interaction between like two game mechanics in a level can really create kind of complexity, but in a simple way. Yeah. And that's all about like what Go is basically. Like even in Lara Croft Go, sometimes you would manipulate the level so that the salamander would go on a trap, or like with the fire you would push it back. But all of these things kind of work together to create something kind of like you had to scratch your head. It was kind of like
it's all trial and error, isn't it? And
it's all But at first sight, it's never like there's no way I can understand that. It's always like iterative and like layer over layer, and then by the end of the game you kind of understand how everything works, and it's really like you just got there and you don't even understand how. So that's kind of the feeling we want to create, and this is the same thing here. You can see how it looks. It's very different from the other games. From Lara Croft, it's way more abstract, it's way more sci-fi.
It's very clean.
That's something that we always go for. Like we want something elegant, something clean, something nice. And one of the reasons that levels look like that right now is that we are coming up with a level creator, and we had to design like the system, the art system first, so that when anyone in the world creates a puzzle, it looks that good, right? Because the art around the level built itself, right? So we had to create that system, and it's very like procedurally generated art kind of.
Procedure,
Yeah, so it's really that kind of vibe, because that tool that people are going to use to create puzzles, like on an iPad, just dragging stuff in, drawing lines and all of that. When they publish a level, we want it to look as good as if we made it, and that's really important to us to have like good-looking puzzles out there. It's not a feature that's going to launch with the game. We're shipping that right after in an update. But what this means is the game has the infrastructure right now to create puzzles out of nothing, which means we're going to have a live page in there where periodically we're going to release new content. Because it's always been one of the things with the other Go games, like, I don't know, like the following week after we release the game, everybody's done with the content, and we want to make more, but it takes a long time, and we have to decide between like making more levels or a new game. And we're a small studio in mobile, and there's 35 of us, 40 of us, so it's really a big decision. The point here was to make the decision easy, basically. If it takes a couple of guys a couple of weeks to create like 10 levels, 15 levels, we can just put them out there way more frequently. People are going to get more levels. We're going to be able to create anything we want.
Yeah, and it keeps people involved as well.
Absolutely. And down the line, when people are making levels for each other, there's also that dynamic there where we get, like, everybody gets more puzzled.
How are they going to share them, or is that still in the
well,
process?
the details are still not nailed down, and that's part of the reason why we don't ship with it, is we really wanted to have a good experience of it. We didn't just want to put a button in the corner in the menu saying make puzzles where nobody ever does that. We wanted to create a good ecosystem where people would have reasons to create cool levels. There's a competition aspect to it. Like if I create a level and you beat, like I create a level and I upload it with like 30 moves to solve, and you solve it in like 26. I'm gonna scratch my head and I'm gonna try and find out what you did to my level in order to beat my score.
So you won't be able to find out how someone solved it?
No, but I'm gonna be able to know that somebody did. So I'm gonna be able to go back and find out how they did that. But there's that sentiment of like figuring out what the others did and trying to beat them, or even if I submit mine and you can't actually reach my solution, you're kind of hooked. Like you want to find out what I did. People like in the office using mechanics in such a clever way that we're sure that like the week after it's released, people are gonna find new things we never even thought of.
Oh, they will. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's the exciting part for us. Like there's some levels that we make that are way too hard or way too weird to actually put on the main path, because we want to create a good, cool
but you
adventure.
Can put them out in the community.
Absolutely, and it becomes interesting. Like we release like 4 really hard puzzles this week. Like try and figure them out because they're really weird. But yeah, I mean the fact that you can share puzzles easily.
Yeah, no, that's
definitely.
a really nice addition.
Yes.
That's the thing. I powered through Lara Croft in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the sofa.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's a good thing.
Decision, yeah.
It's a good thing, but for us, we just shipped the game. Everybody's sweaty and tired, and it's like, we want more.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I was gonna take a week of vacation, but I guess I'm gonna make more puzzles. So yeah, that's basically 2 birds with 1 stone in this case. Just having the possibility to get more puzzles more easily, but also like we want to do other stuff. Like we want to make new games. We want to explore other things. So it's really a win-win situation.
Cool. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. I'm excited now.
Cool.
I'm gonna go back to my hotel room and maybe play some Hitman Go.
Yeah.
And wait.
Well, before you do that, you go on the floor
I
and you
should,
listen to Deus Ex GO.